I mean, I can't believe it. Can you? Okay, I got all of the kids' books out except for one little shelf that I already went through downstairs. But you guys, I am shocked. So there's this, and there's this. I am shocked and appalled, and there's just not really a reason for this. This is just what it is. So I'm gonna put a positive spin on this and just say my husband and I really value literature, and we definitely value it in our children, and we read tons of books to them. They read them on their own too, and we do push them a little bit. Alex has already read Han, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. He's 4. He's pretty young, but I'm reading Charlotte's Web to him right now. So we're doing older books too. We do like to push their limits with their vocabulary and stuff like that. Nonetheless, this is a stressful situation. And I feel bad for my kids looking at all of this. I don't feel like they're, blessed with abundance. I feel like they are burdened with burdens. It's too much. And I think of, there are so many little free libraries in our area with actually impoverished kids visiting them. We live in an area where so many of these books would really benefit a lot of kids. And I really, really believe in kids having tons of books and being read to at an early age and all through their life. So the positive spin here is that we value books, and that's great. And also that we can give the gift of books and reading to some other children, because my kids have so many, and we have Dolly Parton here, the Imagination Library. So they all 3 of my kids each get 1 book a month through that. So they are still coming in. There's still an influx. So this is gonna be really hard because there's a lot of mom emotion for me going through books that I've read them through the years as they've gotten older, and they have loved almost every single book at least one period of time or another. So this is going to be a tough one for me. It's going to be a challenge to decide which ones should go and which ones should not. But we have to do it. Okay, that was really hard, and it took a while. There is definitely a lot of emotion and sentimentality for me as a mother for some of these books. And it's almost worse because of the phase of motherhood I'm in, because my son is 4, he's my oldest. So it's almost like I'm not far enough removed from some of them, because I feel like if my youngest was like a teenager, I think that it would be easier to go through and just pull out a few that really, really stuck in my memory. But there are so many that I remember them enjoying when they were babies, but also last week. So it was a hard thing to cut. I'm not taking out as many as I was hoping, but I'm not really surprised. And honestly, as far as the getting rid of things, books are not my main concern. So even though there are too many, I'm okay with not getting rid of as many of the books, as long as I'm doing other things and as long as we do have shelves to put them on. So, and I do think I'm gonna count them, but it's gonna take me a little bit because the kids are about to wake up from their nap. So I'm gonna quickly try to show you guys the piles and what they are and what I'm doing. Han, how many books do you think you have?
55.
How many books do you think is a good number to have?
31.
Okay, so this is my keep pile, one of my keep piles. It's pretty big. It's a lot. Well-beloved books. This is a little stack of large books that I would like for us to just read a little bit more. A couple of them are ones that, like this one, I don't think we need to keep unless we end up reading it and they end up loving it, but we haven't even had a chance to read it because of the amount of books. It's one of those really big books of hundreds of small books in it. I think it might have one for every day of the year. So I don't even know if they like this one. So what I'm gonna do, I just got this at the thrift store the other day. So I'm going to put only books that I want us to focus on reading to see if we want to keep them. So I'm gonna put that out for now. And I'm gonna put everything, all the keep pile, I'm gonna put it all away to where they can't even access it. Those are ones that are well loved, but there are just some that I need to know. This one I am gonna keep for sure, but I just want us to read them more, and a couple maybe I just won't keep if they don't end up loving them. These are ones that I really do want to get rid of, but this is my stack for I'd like to read it to them one more time maybe, or just give it a little bit, just a couple more reads out of them, and then discard of them, put them in a free library or something like that. So that's not giveaway yet, but it's giveaway later, and I'm fine with that. I'm gonna treat it almost like a temporary library for myself, and then I'm gonna return them to giveaway. These are giveaway just because they're tiny little books, they're pretty old, and they're just a lot of trouble to keep up with at this point, and they're so great for babies, but it's just not great for me right now at this time. This is another keep pile. It's pretty large. So keep pile. This is giveaway. This is a pretty big box, and it's overflowing, and all of this as well. Some of these, I'm not gonna lie, there are some sentimental items in here that I might dig out and take pictures of, or just go through one more time, just to remember for me, even though they probably will never remember them. And one of them in particular, I thought I'd show you guys. I took a picture of the inscription. This one, I really don't need it. I really never liked it that much. There was one story in there that I always liked, and I took some pictures of that, but this one is from my grandmama and my granddaddy, who have both passed away, and this was my second birthday. Or no, it was Christmas, so I just turned 2. And that's kind of hard to get rid of, but I don't need this whole book just because of that, and because I just went through my papers, I know that I have dozens upon dozens of birthday and Christmas cards from them with the same exact inscriptions and with personalized notes as well, and their handwriting and their names and everything. So that aspect of the sentimental part it's easier because I just went through my papers, and I know that I have other things that are smaller and more meaningful that I can actually just put in a scrapbook. So I thought that was maybe something kind of useful that I could mention. And there were a couple of similar things, sentimental books that I took pictures of. It's a big old box. It's all kids' books, and I think maybe some toy items are in there too. But this sucker is literally full to the top with kids' books. How do you like them apples? Okay, hon, when I asked you how many books you thought you had, you said you thought you had 55 books. Guess how many books you really have?
How much?
You have 388 books. Do you think that sounds like too many?
Yes. We
Yes.
should give away some. What?
We're going to.
Honey.
We are getting rid of about half of those books.
Honey.
But do you know that I've already had all of those books in boxes, in a box, and you haven't even noticed for a few weeks? Do you know that?
No.
You haven't even noticed, and you've been enjoying your books more since I did that. Because there are fewer of them. Have you been enjoying them more?
Yes. I noticed that you did it. How many books I think I have now? It's 133.
That's probably pretty accurate. So you were saying that you noticed that I had taken some of the books away?
Yes, because I saw that I had 3 shelves empty.
Yes. So do you think that that was good for you?
No, I want at least the top shelves full. And one of the top shelves was empty.
Yes. But we have so many downstairs. I took them all downstairs, so we're going to bring them all back up, and your shelves will be full again, but not too full. What do you think about that?
I think that sounds good.
Yeah. Do you think you'll enjoy your books more now that you have fewer of them? Yeah. So, do you think it's good that I went through the books and we're going to give some to some kids who might need more books?
Yes. Some kids that that lost a lot of their books and almost ran out, and they don't have books downstairs in their basement if
Yes.
they have one.
No one should run out of books, right?
Right.
So it just goes to show your kids might surprise you. I asked Han instead of my second because he's 4 and I thought he would have an opinion. He always has an opinion. And he didn't mention anything negative. There's no negative association at all about what I did with their books. And he even said he noticed. So, and it's been about 3 weeks since I did this. And he hasn't asked for a single one of the books that I have in the box. I was keeping the box just in case because I didn't want to be hasty in case there was one in there that I didn't put any favorites in there, but in case there was anything that they asked about later that they maybe ended up really caring about. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it didn't. Nothing from in there ever needed to come back out. And now I can have the freedom to give it. And after what he said, I feel like it would be really good for him to actually go with me to the little free library and put some books in with me. I think that would be a really good experience for him, but I'm not sure. I hope that he's not going to be I hope that he won't take some books out because they're his books. I know that he'll recognize them and remember them. So I can't really decide if I should do that or not. I know it would be a good experience and I probably should do it for his sake. So I might experiment with a little batch of books and take them with him and see what he does, see if he wants to keep all of them, if he wants to keep any. He might not want to keep any. That would be great, but we'll see. So I'll probably do that. I'll probably experiment with a little batch. And if he doesn't do well, then I'll probably just, I don't want to burden him either. I don't want him to feel that attachment and sentimentality with things he doesn't miss. So I don't want to reintroduce that and have it be a problem. So the teaching aspect might have to come a little bit later in my own simplicity journey. But as far as how everything has gone, because it's a few weeks out from the initial purge, things have been so much better with the books. I am less tired of reading their books, even though they still go for a lot of old favorites that I couldn't get rid of that I am so tired of reading, like Berenstain Bears. I always pick those up at thrift stores because they love them and all I want is new material, but they always pick them and I'm so tired. Alex and I are both always so tired of reading Berenstain Bears books. I got rid of a lot of ones that I just didn't care about that they liked, but again, they haven't picked them since I got rid of them. It's not like, hey mama, can you pull out this book? It's my favorite. It's like, oh, there's this one on the shelf. I'm gonna grab that one because I enjoy it. So I felt the freedom to get rid of a lot of those. We have read books that they have never read before that were on our shelves because they just never went for them. And when I simplified, they were finding all these books they didn't even know that we had. So that's been awesome and it has made me feel less wasteful, and it's been new material, and it's like that shopping your house mentality. Like they've been able to just go and pull stuff off the shelves and enjoy reading new material. It's really great. And Alex and I have enjoyed that too. And they've also reread a lot of their old actual favorites that they hadn't read as much of before. Not as frequently. And we're also able to read longer books because instead of being burdened when they bring me a handful of like 10 books before nap time and they're already grumpy and things are already going south, we can sit down and relax and read like one longer story that I didn't even feel mentally capable of delving into with them before. So it's really amazing, but it's actually made us better readers. And I think it's made us read more because I'm not so overwhelmed. And when they ask me to read them a book, I almost always say yes. Whereas before, sometimes I'd be like, oh, you guys, I have to make you food or I have to do this. You know, I would get so flustered and overwhelmed and I couldn't always say yes. And I almost always can say yes now. And I know that's going to get even better the more of all the other categories we get rid of. So as far as the wrap up goes, I am a huge fan, and I'm so glad I did this and I don't regret it. And we got rid of, so we had 388 books, give or take. There might have been one or two in the car or something, but it wasn't many. We got rid of about 200. So I'm really proud of myself and I'm really happy with the results, and I'm really excited to get them out of our house and just to enjoy reading with my kids more. And so I'm very pleased and very satisfied. And it wasn't an easy category, but it was very simple because it was just books. It wasn't like miscellaneous or random things or like, where does this go? And once I got rid of over half of them, there's not even a question of, well, we don't even have shelf space. Books are obviously supposed to go on a shelf, but we don't have the shelf space. We do. We absolutely have the shelf space. We have one specific bookshelf that we got for the kids that's been in their closet. And then there were like 3 or 4 other places in the house where we stored their books. Now they all will fit in that IKEA 4-cube shelf. So there's no problems with that. So I feel great about it. So that's it for the kids' books. If you have any questions, I might actually have some advice on this one because I feel like I did a pretty good job and it ended up being easier than some of the other categories have been. So I feel like if you would like to ask me any questions, I might actually be competent in some way to maybe give some advice on this category in particular. So please, if you have any questions, ask me in the comments section and I will reply to whatever. And Leah might also be able to reply because she's kind of been there, done that. So please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We are so happy to be here, to be doing this, and I am so happy to be getting stuff out of my house and encouraging other people to do so. A lot of my friends have seen the videos and have said, you know, it's inspired me to get rid of stuff too. And that's amazing because that's exactly why I watch these videos on YouTube, is to get inspired, and the fact that me getting rid of stuff that I don't need might inspire anyone else. That's really, really cool. So anyway, we appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. It's probably gonna be kids' toys, which is gonna be a big one.